Hey guys, and welcome back to Kasima, your watering well to be equipped, encouraged, and ignited in God's Word. We are a few days away from the conference, and I can't believe it. Like, I am so excited and nervous, um, because it's a big deal. This is something like, as I mentioned in one of my posts recently, that Bianca and I have been talking about this for almost a decade. Like, in college, we talked about wanting one day to do conferences and wanting one day to just um, have these platforms and movements that encourage more self-awareness, more reflection, more kind of betterment and self-improvement, ways to improve. And anytime you improve yourself, you improve your family, you improve your community, you improve your world, So it's just so exciting to know that we are walking in the manifestation of words spoken so long ago. But even in this process, just realizing that this is as much for us as it is for anyone else who gets to kind of share with us this experience. I've been thinking a lot lately, or just working. So you guys know that I signed up with that coach, right? Because after she got my life, I wanted to get it more. It was so good to know, like, in just a couple of hours, like, so much could be made clear and so much could be, so much could come out of just one conversation. So now maybe like 3, 4, 5 conversations later, oh my goodness, I'm starting to learn more about my lack of integrity. Listen to me. When she said, "You are not a woman of integrity this week," let me give you context. So I had an assignment to do. Like, each week following our conversation, we have an assignment that has to do with that conversation. And of course, it's a contract. Like, is this something you're going to be able to do? And I was like, yeah. And it's like, you're sure you can do this for the entire week? And I'm like, yes, I got this. And then a few days into the week, you know, forgot to set my reminders. And I remember for maybe like 4 or 5 days, but didn't set a reminder for all the days. And then somewhere around like Friday, Saturday, Sunday, I forgot to do my assignment. And so come Monday, which is when we usually meet, she was like, "So what happened?" And I was like, well, started making like giving explanations, which essentially excuses, because it only takes like 2 seconds to get the assignment done. But and she was like, "So you realize you're not a person of integrity because you made a contract with yourself and about a goal that you set, right, for yourself, and you are out of contract with yourself. So you're out of integrity with what your words were versus what your actions mean." And I didn't like being told that, but I had to sit with it and own it. Like, yeah, got it. You are so right. But then it's like, where else does this show up? Because how we are in one area is really how we are in every area of our life. If we have lack of integrity in one place, it's going to show up in multiple places. So, just in thinking more about that, even after our conversation on Monday, I realized, like, even with Kisima, I'm out of integrity. Like, made a video not too long ago saying, so I'm going to move to Wednesdays, and have barely been making it to post a video by midnight, which is a choice, right? Like, if, one thing that she said was, if this was important to you, you would have done it. And it was a check, because I'm like, no, this is important to me. It is about me. It's about my goals. It's about my future. It's about my business. It's like, right, but you're saying one thing and doing another. And so just being able to sit with that, but also to dig deeper to see, like, where does that stem from? But how can you acknowledge it, and instead of judge it, how do you start taking steps in the opposite direction of improvement, of consistency, of excellence, which was the motto for this year. And I'm so grateful that was the motto, because it had to come up, right? And it had to get tested, and it had to be sharpened and be made clearer. Like, yes, you might say that you stand for consistency and excellence, but your actions are not aligning with your words or your motto for the year. And that was like, it was really hard to hear. Really hard to hear, but so poignant and so true. And so in looking at it, I just realized I do kind of self-sabotage in multiple ways and in multiple places, which again, you never want to say that, yeah, I am the one in charge or I'm the one responsible for the things that don't go well in my life. Like, if I want to become healthier, then I'm the one who doesn't go to the gym, or I'm the one who's not eating healthy, right? And it's hard when we own the responsibility, but the beauty of knowing that I am responsible is also knowing that you have the power to create change and to recreate what you want your experience in your life to look like. So just sitting at that and realizing it's because I do not like being vulnerable in front of people. I'm so used to hiding or trying to just blend in, even though like in my head I can just quote all this scripture or all these statements around, you were built to stand out. If you don't fit in, you're built to stand out. If you don't fit in, you're built to stand out. But when it comes to standing out and the things that come with it, oh my goodness, they are so scary. So yeah, I have gotten used to kind of like hiding and being in the background, and not wanting to put myself out there to potentially be judged. But it's like, judgments are my perception of how people perceive me. They have nothing to do with the other. And because everyone is just operating on their level, but I'm the one who's operating on this level of judgment of, oh my gosh, there's something I'm putting out there that people might not like and it's my fault, versus there's something I'm putting out there and if they don't like it, so be it, right? Because like even I started realizing like I haven't posted anything on my social media like this past week, even about the conference, as much as I'm excited about it. And now it's like becoming clearer. All these people have signed, over 100 people have signed up for this conference, y'all. And it is such an honor and such a blessing. And however, instead I chose to respond in, oh my gosh, this is anxiety provoking. Am I prepared? Is what I'm going to say be relevant? Like, will people hear me? Will they think that I'm not competent in my field? Right? All these things start coming up and it's like, but what's the point? Like, how does that help? But also, I am equipped to speak on these issues. I do this for a living. I have studied hard. I love learning and being as up to date as possible. And speaking from things that I know, not trying to come off as smarter than I really am, right? Or try to make up theories or things. So just in thinking about that, or just in evaluating the conversations I've been having with the coach, but just in learning myself, becoming more self-aware, more reflective, and realizing that, oh no, this has to do with my issues, has been so eye-opening and scary and beautiful and frustrating and annoying, but so empowering as well, because it's like, now that I know, I don't have to be bound by those same things anymore. Now that I know, I get to respond differently. Now that I know, when it comes up, I can sit with it and let it pass, but I don't have to live there. I don't have to live in the anxiety and the fear and the vulnerability and the what's the word I'm looking for, in the judgment about vulnerability or potentially coming off one or another, because it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with the other person's stuff. So I'm super excited about that, and that's kind of one of the reasons we even are doing this conference to begin with, because the more we know, the more equipped we are, the more enlightened we are about ourselves, about the world, about resources, about how things have been, how things are, how things can be. The more our mind gets expanded and we're thinking more out of the box, the more we're able to manifest, the more we're able to kind of take the power back in choice in how we want our life to be, how we want things to look, the goals and the visions we have, and how to execute those things. So I hope to see you there. I hope you're one of the 100 people who signed up, and I hope that even as we continue this journey with Kisima, that you continue growing in your understanding of self, in your understanding of others, in your understanding of how you show up consistently, in your understanding of your strengths, and your understanding of areas that need work, and in knowing that it is perfectly fine. There's nothing wrong with that. And now that you know better, you get to do better, you get to be better, you get to live better, which is actually my husband's motto: do better, be better, live better. So it's just awesome that it's showing up. And like last video talked about, there is a conspiracy out there in your favor. The world responds according to what you put out there. The Lord responds according to what you put out there. So the more you evolve in what you are what you're putting out into the world, the more it responds on a different level each time. So if you're putting out negativity, then guess what? It's going to multiply that. If you're putting out positivity, if you're putting out hope, if you're putting out love, if you're putting out joy, if you're putting out kindness, if you're putting out integrity, if you're putting out consistency, if you're putting out excellence, then guess what's coming back to you? The same. And like the Bible talks about, when you give, it comes back to you in good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Dreams, goals, provision, everything is trying to chase you down. And guess who is the only person who can stop that? You and us, basically. So I hope that this inspires you to also get on the journey of self-discovery. It is a beautiful place to be. All the ups and downs that come with that process are not worthy to be compared with like the glory that's gonna come out of it, right? It is an awesome place. I really encourage you to embark on that journey and to see you on Saturday so that we can talk about how or who to connect with to assist you along this journey. Okay, so December 16th, this Saturday, from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m., a whole you conference. All the information is going to be in the video description box below, so check it out. Again, the tickets are free. An amazing panel of people who are going to be sharing from a professional perspective. Then we're going to have some personal stories and a little bit of an intermission in between with a lot of great surprises. So hope to see you there, and yeah, until the next video, later lovelies, bye.